It's gonna count down.
Yeah. It'll do like there's a commercial in the beginning. I don't know.
Men who like to keep their morning routine simple will love these Multi for Him gummies, specially formulated with 12 key nutrients designed to support men's daily nutritional needs. Nature-made Multi for Him gummies help support muscle and bone health. It improves your immune health, and it increases your energy metabolism. With the quality you can trust, Nature-made Multi for Him gummies have no artificial flavors, no synthetic dyes, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial sweeteners, and is gluten-free. Pharmacists around the world have recommended Nature-Made to be the #1 vitamin and supplement brand. So when you need something that's going to help you get you through the day, when you need something that's going to increase your energy to help you get you through that workout, to make you perform as an elite athlete at the top of your ability, try Nature-Made Multi for Him gummies, because you don't want to stop.
To the 12th round.
Hey yo, welcome to the Terror Dome. You should be heading home, cause you could bring all of your ninjas and the Technodrome. I rip right through your flesh and bone and mental capacity. Flood your mind with atrocities and copious tragedies. This dark Sabbath is a lesson in street. Behold the church of the ghetto, feel the words when I preach. Amen. Let the Lord say a prayer for they don't end up in front of someone banging their trigger. Living life like a war pig. Fuck the law, I'm getting mine. Let the others figure what the cost is. Purchasing the fortress on gorgeous acres enormous. Car park full of foreigners and women just waiting on us. We living the dream. Y'all living like hell is earthbound. We are not the same. You've been a lame since birth, pal. I don't feel sorry. I recommend they go dirt bound. Doggy dog world, and you've been looking like Chuck Brown.
Well, beautiful people, best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. I am your humble host, Brown Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. First of all, I got some real fighters in the building today. Let me introduce my co-host. He is the green-eyed bandit. He fights people. Sometimes he bites people. He's your mama's favorite wrestler, and he can whoop your daddy ass, the one and only Roosevelt, the fighter. What's happening?
Man, I'm out here getting ready to whoop some ass this Friday. This man has no idea what's coming to him. But ladies and gentlemen, we got some special guests in the house. I'm in New York. I'm getting ready for a fight. Flex Fight Series. Flex Fight Series.
The Illuminati.
Absolutely. What is it? The Society?
Uh-huh.
The Society show. And we out here in New York, man. We got some fighters right in here. Right now, I want to introduce the coach for Fight Flow Academy. He's an amazing coach, man. He's been all over the world. We're gonna learn a little bit about him. And we're gonna bring some more fighters down here so everybody can come down and talk about what their fight they got going on. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me introduce big coach, big homie, Anthony Bowie right here.
Yeah. That's what they know me. Bowie. Bowie's the last
Bowie!
name. A buoy like out in the ocean.
It is a pleasure to have you on here, my friend. Well, let's go ahead and get into it, man. I like to ask this question to all of our guests that come on, no matter what their profession is or whatever their art is.
Uh-huh.
So, when did you fall in love with fighting?
With fighting? Well, look, I had to fight all my life. Okay. I share a very similar story as a lot of refugees that escaped from the Vietnam War. Okay. You know, we left the country on a boat, stranded on an island, lived in a little hut, and then we made our way here to America. So fighting is just fighting to survive, right? But now the fighting, the heart of it now is to face down your adversities, right? So that you can grow and be a better human in this life. That's what the fight's all about. So fighting's been in my blood, I don't know, for pretty much all my life, but I started training at a very young age out in Houston, Texas, right? Got into martial arts. It's it's Vietnamese martial arts, but it's very rooted in wushu, Chinese kung fu. And as I grew up, we moved away to Huntington Beach, California. Shout out Huntington Beach. Ocean View High School is where I started my wrestling career.
Okay.
Did well there. If anybody looks up Ocean View High School out in Huntington Beach, we grew up with some names that grew up in the day. I've encountered Tito Ortiz from here time to time because he wrestled at an opposing high school. And a lot of us fighters, you'd be surprised how many fighters came out of the Huntington Beach area back in the day, with the UFC and everything and mixed martial arts.
Absolutely.
Then I moved back to Houston, Texas, and teamed up with Mike Altman, a veteran of the game. And he had a school out there called the Houston Kickboxing Academy. And we competed in something called San Shao San Da. It's basically punch, kicks, and throws. Once you throw them down on the ground, you take them down, you let them right back up, and we get right back at it. And it's not necessarily a lost art of competition, but it's still out there. It's what it's called. If you look it up, over 190 something countries compete in Sanda. And it's based out of China, but there's other versions of it. Now the Russians have taken it on. They call it Sambo also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's all wrestling in there. So when we get to do it, the fighting is that in what we do. The wrestling's called Suijiao, and it's a much more complete art. But we have submissions too. It's just when you compete, once you throw them down, you let them back up. That's it. And you get your points, of course. So that's the history of my career. I've been now I've been fighting, but now I coach and I train, and I'm also a professional referee.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, man. What is something that fighting professionally has taught you about life?
See, I got a different psychopathy to this than most people. Fighting to me is a way to just let go. You know what I mean? Being able to just how can I say this? Be who you are. There's just an opportunity for you to embrace the violence of it, and when you can, it really allows you to understand yourself as an individual. Okay. When you know what you're truly capable of, so many times us being
the good men that we are, right? We always have to, what I consider, we have to sheathe our sword all the time. You know what I mean? To be a better man. But when you have that opportunity to cut loose, you try your very best to embrace that as best as you can and enjoy the fight.
Yeah. Oh, let
Did
me
it
ask
take
you a
you
quick question.
a long? Hold on. Before you get to it, did it
All right.
take you a long time to um, embrace that warrior spirit that's within you?
Well, no, I mean, look at the color of my skin. I've grown up. I've experienced everything possible that, this world can throw at you, to where you have to pick up these fists and start swinging and throwing bones is what I call it. Okay. So if you can't stand up for yourself in this world, who's going to do it? If you can't defend the people that you love and the people that you care about, and understand that there are moments in time where you absolutely have to do that, and knowing that you're capable of it. When you're capable of it and understand that you're, how can I say, a dangerous individual, right? But you know when to use it, and that's it.
So this Friday we have the Flex Fight Series, and you got myself and Maverick both
Yeah,
fighting.
Maverick.
Maverick is a former Hyperdrive champion for our Mall Mania Wrestling Company. What are you expecting to see out of Maverick with this kickboxing competition and be with the MMA?
Maverick is a very talented individual, athletic to every degree, right? The skill set that he has is more than anything that I appreciate and I gravitate towards, is his level of intelligence. Okay. He's a very smart fighter. He listens, right? And he executes with dang near precision. Okay. When you have that, right, you are really, really gonna go far. Right. Because I'd rather have, and he has this drive, this desire to be better than he is yesterday. Okay. And somebody that has that kind of desire will definitely go far.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's a common piece of advice that you give to your students that's just getting into professional fighting?
Advice into professional fighting. I'm very, how can I say, upfront. Okay. If you think you're too pretty, you're not cut out for this stuff. That's it. Yeah. Put all that aside. If you want to be a fighter, train, right? And put all that other things, out of your head. If you do not train, if you do not show up and stay consistent, right? Even if you're talented to any degree, you will only, you'll only go so far. You know what I mean? You've heard that, what is it? What's that saying about talent? Talent doesn't show up. Hard work.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely, man.
Okay.
Go ahead, Roosevelt.
No, you good. So this Friday we got the Flex Fight Series. Tell the people, what you're going to see between my fight and Maverick's fight.
Well, Maverick is doing K1 style kickboxing. Okay. So the rules are, you can punch and kick, and you can knee very briefly in a short clinch. Okay. It's not like full Muay Thai where you can clinch and just knee him to death and grapple a little bit, right? But he's going to be slick. His movement, his head movement has improved a lot. His feints, his leg kicks are stellar. You know what I mean? He's just going to chop this guy down, right? And we're looking for the knockout, okay? This kid's going to come in swinging wild and stuff like that and just going to gas himself out. And Maverick's just going to pick him apart. Okay? Now, for you, right, with your wrestling background, I see you throwing a couple slams in there, putting him down, making sure you let this guy know, you're the dominant one in there, right? And then as you're beating on him, he's just gonna give up his back, and you're just gonna strangle the guy.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
that's what I foresee. Just strangle him.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, hey, bottom line, we walking away with W's. That's what we doing out here.
that's right.
Hey, listen, Coach. I told Roosevelt. I said, look, it's okay if you lose the fight. It's okay if you get caught and you accidentally get choked out. But by under no circumstances can you come back to this show with a knockout. You cannot come back and get knocked out and then come here with a straight face because we're gonna talk crap about him the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So
As
yeah,
you should.
he cannot get knocked out and then come the next day on the show like, yeah, he put me to sleep. I don't know what happened. So
Yeah. Nah,
yeah.
not happening. Not letting that happen.
No, that's not
So-
happening, man. We got all the confidence in the world, man. Roosevelt is a
Absolutely.
very dangerous, very intelligent fighter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what he does, man. But listen,
We got a
it was
game
great.
plan. We're gonna work on a few things, just pull some tricks of the trade out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can you tell me about a story when one of your students challenged you like you still didn't have it?
It happens every Thursday when we spar. What are you talking about? I'm 52 years old. I don't look it, right? But here's the thing. When one of my students, has the audacity, to challenge or actually, just go a little bit harder, I'm gonna check them. And that's just the way it works. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's always a reality check. So once you can come close to giving me problems, you're ready to fight.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we bring in some stars for you to work with. Then you start making your rounds, is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But every once in a while, you got to bring that move out that they ain't seen before. You know what
That's
I mean?
correct.
The throat chop. Absolutely. Oh,
Right.
listen, man. It was wonderful having you on here. Let people know where they can follow you if they want to get some training, if they need a really great coach or a good team to be a part of. Let them know where they can find you.
Okay, I'm out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Fight Flow Academy. Okay, we're off of Six Forks Road and Atlantic. We're easy to find. You look up Fight Flow Academy. I'm there just about every day of the week, training and teaching. All right, that's us.
And occasionally whipping ass. Occasionally.
Yeah. And then occasionally you'll see me in the ring, the third man in the ring, refereeing a lot of the events in the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the North Carolina Boxing and Combat Sports Commission too.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Shout
Excellent.
out. Yeah, I can't wait to
All
see.
right, this is
Thank you
us.
for being on.
This is my guy, and this is your guy. You know who they are. That's
Yeah.
Bruce, and that's Lou Alcindor. See you
Uh-huh.
later.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Whoever's next, one from them.
Yeah.
We get
Yeah,
busy.
man.
So real quick, we got another guest that's going to come down. We got a bunch of fighters in here, ladies and gentlemen. But I spoke to the owner. He picked me up from the airport this morning. Let me tell you, I flew on Breeze Airlines. I don't know if anybody is aware of what Breeze Airlines is because I definitely didn't know until I got on there. It's an amazing airline. The plane was dope. The plane had a headrest that goes up and down. You can adjust it, and then you can grab it and turn it, and it'll squeeze around your head. So now you ain't going nowhere. You just laying there, just it's so much comfort. Then the seat leans back and everything, man. It was great, bro. Like Breeze Airlines was freaking amazing. It's weird though, because they had 3 seats on one side and 2 seats on the other. I don't know how they kept the plane balanced doing that. I don't know. I was
Extra
confused.
weight
I
on
was
one
like,
side.
how did they do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I talked to the owner, I talked to the top 3 guys of the company, and they're going to allow me to walk to the ring in my suit with my OIWA North American Championship. Man, it's going to be a spectacle on Friday night. And speaking of spectacles, on Friday night, we got our former Mall Mania Hyperdrive champion that's going to be fighting this Friday and at Flex Fight Series in his very first official amateur full contact kickboxing match. What up, man?
What's up?
How you feel
The
about fighting?
Shogun is in the building.
The Shogun is here. The Shogun is here. Nah, thank you for having me, guys. Like, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Like, we got what 2 more days, ready to rock and roll. Knock some heads off, and we here.
Hold on. And that's great and all. Side note, I'm so proud of you, man.
I appreciate it, man. I
Listen.
appreciate it,
I
Brian.
know sometimes we don't get our flowers by the little things that we do, but for you, I love watching your progression and your hard work and your determination, man. It is inspiring to watch you do what you do and to not be afraid to take risk and take challenges, man. Um, I love watching that progression. I love watching you and wifey, you know what I'm saying, and putting y'all content out. Congratulations on doing the podcast, man. I know you done locked a couple of episodes in
Thank you,
and
thank you.
you're natural with that. But and to see that you're getting into, another love of yours, which is fighting, man. Keep on doing what you're doing, brother. With that, you are going to be a mogul in the making, and I know you're going to kick somebody's head off on this coming Friday, or when this is Friday, right?
Yeah, this Friday.
Yeah, you're gonna kick somebody's head off on Friday into next week. And so I already know that's gonna happen. But yeah, go ahead and talk about your fight a little bit. But I just had to put that little side note, man. I just had to salute you real quick. And I'm
No,
proud
thank
of you,
you,
brother.
thank you, Brian. I appreciate everything like you have said.
Absolutely.
Like that means a lot. But yeah, like talking about the fight, man. Like we've I think this fight we've confirmed it like what 2 or 3 months ago, and so shout out to Flex, and then shout out to our fight management, Daryl. So he was the one who got us booked for this Flex fight series. Which it's such a very cool experience and super excited just because like I've been competing doing like tournaments and then semi contacts, so finally getting to an actual amateur full contact fight, that's super exciting for my career. And I've been wanting to do this, like when I started, I always had that mindset of like, man, I just love getting into fights, from pro wrestling or filmmaking and an actual combat sport. So putting all that together, overall, that's just me loving fighting, just like him. So, but yeah, it's such a very humble and great opportunity that that I finally get to make my debut, and finally all this training that I've been doing for the past like 3 to 4 years, and finally getting to put to the test in the cage. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, definitely Shogun is in the pro wrestling, world, but now in the kickboxing / Muay Thai or combat sport world, it's Maverick the Dagger Vo.
I kick that, man. The Shogun is a great gimmick. The dagger is, I don't know. I love that nickname.
Yeah, it's funny because the reason why I named it Dagger. So shout out to my girlfriend. She was the one who named me the Dagger, and then my tattoo artist was like, "Oh, because you got some speed with your hands, you should something that's kind of like a stab, like a dagger." So I was like, I have a dagger tattoo, so so that's why I was like, I think that would be a really cool nickname, very suitable for me when it comes to using that as a combat sport. I had thought about putting Shogun, but I felt like there'll be a time, but I feel like right now with this kind of debut, I feel like I want to keep two different alter egos.
Yeah, I really like the dagger, and the dagger just seems more dangerous.
Hold on, real quick. I mean, let's look at the detail on this.
Oh yeah,
You see that?
That is fire.
You see that? That's crazy.
Hey,
Yeah,
shout out to tattoo artist real quick.
Yes. His name is Joshua Cox. He works for Mystics Tattoo near downtown Raleigh. He's very super talented. He's also a Muay Thai fighter and kickboxing fighter. He's kind of technically kind of retired right now. So he's just basically focusing on just doing tattoos. So I'm definitely one of the guys who's honored to do tattoos for. So he loves doing tattoos for fighters. But yeah, we came up with this conclusion trying to do dagger stuff because I like something that has a lot of meaning, and also I love the arts of Muay Thai. I love the arts of kickboxing. So I love the arts of the background of it, of being blessed before a fight or after, so it's something really beautiful about that, and that's why I have that on my arm. I'm very picky. Like this is my first tattoo too, so I'm very picky on like how I want it to be,
Yeah.
especially like I love realistic tattoos. So if you guys like realistic tattoos, want to get that done, definitely JMC is the guy to reach out for.
See, that's definitely a better story than my first tattoo story. You know what I'm saying? My first tattoo story, actually all of my tattoos that I have stories about them. But my very first tattoo, I was getting just a date and a cross on my arm.
Uh-huh.
My older sister had passed away, and so I wanted to get something to kind of remember her by. And so I wanted to get like a cross, and then it has the day that she passed away. And so I was in college at the time. I told my two friends, I said, "Hey, come with me to the tattoo shop so I can get this tattoo done." Now we were in Durham, and Durham back in early 2000s was a little rough. It was different. You know what I'm saying? It was real different back in those days. So you just didn't go downtown because it was crackheads downtown. Like it wasn't like much to go look at. You know what I'm saying? That was before the D-Pact and all that stuff. And so we went, and I'm sitting in the tattoo chair. The guy that was doing my tattoo, I ain't gonna say his name, but he was a big dude. And so I'm sitting in the chair. He's halfway going in with the tattoo. And I hear, "Let me put your hands up." It's like, why is somebody shouting in the weight room, "Put your hands up"? Next thing I know, 12 police officers busted in the room. The guy got upset. He was like, "Hey man, y'all, this is my place of business. Y'all can't just bust in here like this." And they were like, "Well, we're doing a random raid on your tattoo shop. And if you don't comply, we're going to mace you and then handcuff you." And I'm sitting in the chair. I was like, "Well, hold on. Can't he finish my tattoo first?" You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's my first tattoo. It's important to me. You can't mace this dude because he got to finish my damn tattoo. And he was like, "Sir, just sit there and be patient." And the guy was like, "It's okay, man. It's okay." I said, "Okay, all right." So they put him in handcuffs and sat him down and then started raiding the tattoo shop while I'm sitting there. I got blood and ink running down my damn arm. And they taking a broom and lifted up the tiles in the ceiling, knocking dust all down on my shit. So I'm like, "Hey man, can he wipe my arm off?" And they was like, "Yeah, he can do it." So he took a piece of paper towel. He still handcuffed. And he came and he wiped my arm off with the handcuffs on, bro. And I'm like, "Yo, this shit is crazy." And then the police officer looking at me, he was like, "Oh, that's gonna be nice when it finishes." Really, don't talk to me. don't talk to me. Y'all ruined my first experience. To make it worse, my friends walked around and knocked on the glass and started laughing and pointing at my ass while I'm sitting there at the police raiding the shop. So your tattoo story is a lot better than mine. I got some more stories, but yeah, that was my first one. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad my experience wasn't like that. For me, it was just a good 8 hours sitting, first time tattoo. He always asks, like, every 2 or 3 hours, he's like, "You okay? You're not passing out?" "I'm fine. I'm just fine."
Hey, hold up, 8 hours.
8 hours. Super.
Jeez.
He's so detailed. But I think I was fine until like the last 15 minutes. And I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling it. Oh, I'm feeling it." So
Yeah. That last 15 rough, boy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
the last 15 was all shading. It was like, "Oh, I'm tired."
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question, man. Let the people know and just remind them real quick about some of your uh, martial arts backgrounds that you
Yeah.
have and your practices that you I don't know how to say it, how you practice. Like, what do you
Yeah,
practice?
yeah.
Yeah. And how are you going to bring tools from each one of those to be able to defeat your opponent?
Oh man, absolutely, man. That's a great question. And like so for me, like when I like I think we talked just like very briefly on the last podcast that I was in with you guys, and you know, I started off Taekwondo. You know, I feel like every young kid or something always start with karate, Taekwondo. And then, you know, it was an in and out thing for me. But as soon as I got older, you know, I was like, you know, everyone started to watch TV, you know, watching the UFC, and people were like, "Whoa, there's more stuff to that." You know, like there was boxing, there was wrestling, there's jujitsu, there's MMA, Muay Thai, you know. So it was basically all mixed martial arts. So when I saw that, you know, I was very inspired. And then, you know, I was also in that mindset, you know, as I got older, and I was like, okay, what martial arts, you know, skills would really help me in self defense or competitive combat sports? You know, what is very much so effective, you
Right.
know? But if I were to tell anybody, you know, I honestly, in my opinion, tell anybody, like, it doesn't matter what kind of martial arts styles, but the only thing I would say the most realistic to really help you get into combat sport would be definitely Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing. You know, most of those skills are really used into the cage. But, you know, at the end of the day, I always tell people it doesn't matter about the style, it's about the person, how they carry it, and how they use with that skill set whatever they learn from their roots. So for me, you know, as I got older, I started to drift and then train to do Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So I competed there for a good almost 2 years doing jiu-jitsu, you know, grappling. And then that's when I kind of like, you know, I need to work on my striking. And then that's when I got into doing kickboxing and Muay Thai for almost 2 years now. And, you know, thankfully last year I had the opportunity to do a semi-contact competition tournament. You know, went all the way to the finals. You know, I had Rosa being one of my corners, and then Coach Anthony, you know, earlier that you guys met on the podcast. Um, he was the one who trained me like since day one for Muay Thai. So he definitely carved me up. Like I tell you, that man carved me up. um, but what I could say though, you know, from my last competition till now doing amateur fighting, you know, the for what I've learned is being able to understand how to control that game. Everything is all you, you know, no matter what the opponent is having with all the pressure or the adrenaline, or how they fight, you know, at the end of the day, you have to have that mindset of knowing how to control that situation. And that's why I felt like, you know, these past few months, you know, honestly, this whole year and a half, almost 2 years of just doing this, you know, Muay Thai, all I learned is nothing but control the situation, you know, control the situation, and just be dominant, you know, keep that mindset. And, you know, if I don't have that mindset of not being dominant, not being controlling the situation, the guy's gonna get the upper hand of me, you know. So that's why, you know, this Friday, I know for sure, you know, my mindset is just control the situation. When opportunity comes, knock him out. That's it.
Mm. What makes you dangerous?
Oh man, what makes me dangerous? Well, I'm pretty sure Rosa have witnessed multiple times, you know, of I'm a Brian, I'm pretty sure you know this, and everyone who meets me, I'm a very like friendly guy. I'm very happy. I'm very positive, and I'm not very confrontational person. But when things are, you know, when it comes to combat sport, when it comes to sparring, when it comes to, you know, any skill set of fighting, I just put everything all out the window, and they'll just know like a whole different side of me. And I'm pretty sure there's moments like Rosa, especially where we're in fight camp. Like shout out to my teammates and to my sparring partners. Like bless their hearts. And I've noticed this man have witnessed it, and he'll tell me like, hey, Matt, just chill out a little bit, relax a little bit.
I had to tell him to do that with me. Like, yo, chill, relax, hold on.
I was hungry. I felt so bad because those moments I had my teammates bust their nose up, and then I was like, oh my gosh, you know. But it was that mindset of just, for me, it was just developing my skills, but also being hungry at what I want to do in life, you know. And what I want to do in life is absolutely like any other fighter is to dominate, but also for me is not to dominate, but also inspire the people that they want to dream to be this kind of, you know, to be in whatever career that they want to do, that anything can be possible as long as you put your heart and your soul to it and you focus on it. And especially for me as a Vietnamese American, you know, a lot of people in our culture, like we don't have that mindset because how I grew up, I was in a situation where your parents will always tell you, oh, this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you to do in life, this is what I want you to do. I want you to be a doctor, I want you to be a lawyer, I don't want you to be anybody else, you know. And I grew up in, you know, I grew up in a very hard time, especially with my dad, you know, back in the day when he left when I was 16. So he was very, you know, manipulative, very verbally abusive, and he was just telling me like, hey, like, I want you this. I want you to, you know, be in reality and just focus on going to college and go to school and graduate, you know. But I knew deep down in my heart that I've always wanted to be like an entertainer, a fighter, you know, like in that realm, that was who I am, you know. But I didn't have that luxury when I was young because of the fact that my dad never, you know, took me to pay to go to karate, taekwondo school much. It was just me going in and out like this and just learning from my friends, or we like to call it today the YouTube University. You know, we just watch, you know, some fight videos, and then I just be like, you know, just learn it from there. But then, you know, as I got older, you know, I have my own financial, I don't have money. Now I can be able to be like, you know what, Matt, like go ahead, pay a membership, you know, grind it out, come every day, you know, 5, 6 days a week training, and just learn, and then be able to use that skill set. Because, you know, I always had that mindset that, you know, like whatever happened to me in the past, it's gonna make things better as long as I keep it consistent and then be able to accomplish my dreams and goals to prove people wrong. You know,
Right.
especially for 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 the people I would say in my community in the Vietnamese American culture, you know, we don't have a lot of people like that because we grow up with parents who has expectations. And I feel like now at this time, 2026, it's about time to change. You know, it's about time to change. And I feel like that is my ultimate goal, especially, you know, as Maverick Vo, as a Muay Thai kickboxing fighter, but also Maverick the Shogun Vo as a pro wrestler.
Mm. What expectations are you putting on yourself now that you are getting more comfortable in yourself as a fighter? Like, do you have?
Uh,
Did you understand that question? I know that was a weird
yeah,
question.
like what I have expectations for the future, like as
Yeah,
myself as a fighter. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, did I lose you?
Okay.
Can you hear us?
All right, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So for me, my expectations is at the end of the day, you know, I know every fighter, even myself included, you know, we always want to get that victory, you know. But for me, you know, you really don't know as soon as you get in a cage and you do the best to your ability, the best all the way of giving your 101% all in your, you know, in your match. But at the end of the day, I always tell myself, look, you're going to give it your all, but win or lose, you at the end of the day, you're going to make the best out of it and make people remember what you do in that ring, in and outside of it, or in the cage, walking in and walking out of the cage, no matter what. Because at the end of the day, I always tell myself, I was like, look, if you want to get into an opportunity where you want to become pro, you know, you want to sign with WWE, you want to sign with one championship, you know, I don't know about UFC, but you know, or you know, those big leagues in kickboxing, um, you got to make something to for people to remember you and how you do it. You know, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. You know, you just got to make sure you get that people's eyes and to really enjoy and be like, wow, this kid is a fucking killer, you know? And that's why I want people to really remember.
I think you should come down in your Shogun mask.
He forgot it.
I forgot it.
You better get another one. You better go out.
Forgot
you better
it.
go out tomorrow and hit every costume store you can find. Go to Chinatown. Just holler at your people. Hey, Auntie, I need one of them. I need one of them
I
Shogun
didn't want them
masks.
samurai masks. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to find it, Jack. And I'm telling you, you wear that mask down to the fight, you will have a presence about you. And I think that a lot of people would book you more in that realm if they see that. I'm just saying,
Absolutely.
add a little bit of your wrestling theatrics into your fight.
Oh,
character.
absolutely.
Yeah, man. But I'm excited for you guys, man. Maverick, I know you're gonna tear it up and you're gonna just put on an entertaining professional fight, man. And I'm so excited for you, my brother. Like I say, I see what you're doing. I salute you. Just keep on grinding. Don't hurt the people that you sparring with, bro. Like you need them. You know what I'm saying? It's like
I did give him love though. I gave him love. Like after the fight, I always hug him out. I'm like, I'm sorry, make sure they're good. But they know it's all love.
if we ever spar you and you punch me in my nose and break my nose, I'm kicking you in the kneecap next time. I'm like, I'm going straight for the kneecap.
That's fair. That's fair.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, Maverick Vote, man. Let the people know where they can find you. Let them know where they can. Is there going to be a link for the fight that people can watch it online?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once we get it, we'll send it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you can do it while I'm doing the podcast. So those who can't get the link, they can watch through here.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah, let's make that happen, man. So y'all can see some of the favorites and the best damn crew get busy. You know what I'm saying? Maverick Road, man. Let the beautiful people know where they can find you.
Yes. Yeah, you can definitely find me on Instagram and TikTok. Simple. It's Maverick Vo. There's no E to the Maverick, so my mom wants to make it special. But Maverick MAVRICKVO. And if you want to check out the podcast for oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk.
See, this is when I'm forgetting.
Yep.
This is what happens when you're cutting a lot of water.
Isn't it
Your brain starts
real?
to go,
Yeah, isn't it Real Talk with Maverick or
Real Talk. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Real Talk podcast. Be sure to follow that if you guys want to check it out because I do a lot of interviews with wrestlers as well, and then also entertainers, filmmakers, and then also fighters too. So,
Absolutely, man. And we got some more shows coming on, man. I gotta have, we'll stay in touch, man. You gotta have the
I
show.
got you.
Excuse me, not the show. We gotta have the dagger in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I love it, Shogun Deck, and I would love to. I would love to put this out there too. And this is for like promoters, but I feel like I'm gonna use the dagger too for the pro wrestling.
I think you should.
Gimmick too. I think that'd be really cool.
I think
Good
you
trade
should.
off for both.
Yep. And I think you should almost kind of adopt like a Vietnamese Yakuza boss kind of character. I see a mini Roosevelt with, you know what I'm saying, with I can see it. I can see it with the blacked out suit and the cut in your eye. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you don't want to disturb the dagger.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
love it.
This is dope, man. I can't wait to see what you do, man. Please come back with a W. I know you got it in you. Like I told Roosevelt, your ass can't come back here if you get knocked out. You can come back with a loss. It's okay. If you get caught and choked out, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. But your ass can't come back if you get knocked out. Just tell
I'll just have an ice on my head like I did my best. It was like 8-9. Yeah, the guy got hurt more than I did.
You ought to see his face. Yeah, absolutely, man. All right.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
We appreciate you, bro.
Is Chris Minnie back here? No, all right.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that's watching on Bigo. If you don't have Bigo, make sure you download Bigo. You can find me on Bigo at Brian Renegade. So everybody that's on Bigo, shout out to you. If you got some questions right now, what we're doing is we're interviewing fighters. They got an upcoming fight. What's the plug the event real quick?
Yeah, the name of the event is the Secret Society, and it's being put on by Flex Fight Series. The fight is happening, and we out here in Long Island, New York, and
Long
it's
Island,
happening.
New York. Yeah.
It's happening this Friday. I believe the show starts at 6. And I know everybody's like, when you going on? I don't know. It's just like professional wrestling. I won't know until I get there. We got weigh-in tomorrow morning. We're
Yep.
gonna go to the venue, do our weigh-ins, make sure that we all set. We're gonna go see medical, make sure everything's good with that. And then we got the rest of the day to kind of chill, relax, eat, train, whatever it is you want to do. Rest of the day tomorrow and most of the morning on Friday because the event we don't got to be there until 3 on Friday, and then bell times at 6. Man, so we're gonna get out there and get busy.
Absolutely, man. So if you want to check that out, just stay tuned. Look on our pages. We're gonna make sure that we post that link up, and that way you can see these elite gladiators
Mhm.
get busy. You know what I'm saying? Good.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I mean, we got here. The owner of the company picked us up. And his partners that picked us up from the airport. They brought us to this nice Airbnb. We got a host of fighters that's here that's going to be fighting on Friday. None of us are fighting against each other. So, for those who want to know, no, none of us are fighting
Oh,
against each other that are in the house.
that's
Um,
interesting. Okay.
yeah, 'cause that would be weird. Because why am I sharing a house with somebody I'm fighting against? Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some X-Lax in your food in the night, and when you get up the next morning, you'll be shitting all over the place. Like,
Now
so
you don't miss the way in and the fight. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So nobody that's fighting against each other is here. Everybody got their own separate fights. We got kickboxers, we got MMA fighters, and I think we got some traditional boxers as well.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a great show. Talking to the matchmaker this morning, I think he said we had about 20 fighters. So that's like 10. That's 10 fights that's going to happen on Friday.
Okay.
If everything comes together, like he had a lot of cancellations, which is weird. Like a lot of people was like, oh, they can't make it, or maybe they got worried about the snowstorm that was happening. We got here to the airport in Islip, New York. Is right inside of Long Island, and we had to sit on the tarmac for a long time because the entire runway was covered in snow. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was it was an airplane and our terminal that we were trying to pull into. So I guess they were having issues with the wings. As far as what I heard, the wings were frozen. They were trying to de-ice the wings before they can take off. Yeah,
that's
to
great.
hear that when you sit on a plane, like, okay, well, just let me off. Like, give me one that's unthawed already. Why are you trying?
I can walk to the front. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, why you got me on a plane that's not even unthawed? I thought I told you to take the plane out last night before I got home from work.
Right.
I told you to take the plane out before I got home from work.
Why
You
you ain't
did.
put gas in the plane before you came back and gave it to me? Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you give me a frozen plane with ice on the
Frozen
wings.
plane. Yeah. That's the
So
only thing you want
we
is a
sat
frozen
on
plane.
the plane for a good 45 minutes, bro.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so we all prepared for it. We got another fighter's gonna come in. Come on, have a seat over here with me, brother. To come up. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them what your name is and where you from, bro.
Name's Gavin Vandenberg from Cairo, Michigan, small town out in the middle of nowhere.
All right, man. Yeah,
This is
Michigan is
Brian. This is
known.
the Best in Wrestling Podcast, man. So welcome to the show. Go ahead, Brian.
Absolutely. Michigan is known for having elite ass kickers, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Michigan. Oh man. Let the people know a little bit about you, man. How did you get into fighting?
So started wrestling in middle school. Loved the combat sport aspect of it. Got out of high school, decided I wanted to get into some kickboxing, and then it just snowballed from that to Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, into MMA. So
Okay. Did you have people trying you growing up? You know what I'm saying? It kind of made you
Yeah,
get into
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, so they always was bothering you, and you was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn how to kick your ass real good.
Yes, sir.
Oh
Uh,
man.
tell us about your background. Like, what was the hardest part about getting into the combat sports aspect of life?
I think the most was mental. Like, I'm not a violent person per se, so it was kind of hard to find that medium of, okay, this is the sport. This is what it's got to be. We both agreed to do this. So I know, like, my debut MMA fight, I threw maybe 3 punches. It was just a grappling match because I was like, man, I really don't want to just light this dude's face up. And I mean, the more I've gotten into it, it's been, okay, this is what it is. We're both here to do the same thing at the end of the day, and let's get at it.
Mm.
Oh man. What's the most sound part of your game?
Kicks, leg kicks, head kicks, any sort of kicking.
Okay. Man, I kicked the bedpost one time. It messed my chin up. I was like, nah, I don't see how people throw kicks. I don't. Yeah, I was like, how do you harden that piece up, man? Yeah. Oh man. What can your opponent expect on Friday?
I watched his debut of kickboxing, and he looked very hectic. He just kind of
Mhm.
was throwing whatever was coming to mind, and didn't look like he had any sort of flow or rhythm to him. And I'm gonna pick that apart. You got to be more sound than that.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be dangerous. But yeah. Have y'all let me ask y'all a question. Y'all have you ever did like a toe stump before?
No,
Mm-mm.
Never done a toe stump. Y'all never thought
no.
about just stepping on somebody's toes real
Oh,
quick?
I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
say I didn't
absolutely.
think about it.
That's a Brownsville special. You step on their foot, and that way they can't move nowhere. That's a Brownsville special right there.
Yeah.
What we have done, like, have you done a Toho?
Yeah, I've grabbed a few big toes in my life.
Oh man. What's your favorite submission to do, man? Like what's your go-to?
Rear naked. It's classic. It's easy to lock in, and it's effective.
Yeah. Go sleep. Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
See that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about your experience though. Like, how many fights have you had in any discipline?
So sanctioned MMA, I've only had 2, and then non-sanctioned kickboxing, I've had 14, and this will be my first sanctioned kickboxing. So the experience is there. Now it's just time to start getting that put down on a piece of laminated paper.
Absolutely.
Are you nervous about anything?
No.
No.
I don't think
Okay.
any of us are.
Mm-mm.
Everybody's been really relaxed and chill. Like, I've got electricity going through my arms. That's about it.
How does it feel being in the House of Fighters, man?
It's a bunch of like-minded people together. This is my second time out in New York, and everyone I've met's been great people. So, I mean, it's a bunch of disciplined, hardworking men, and we get it done. Everyone's respectful. So,
Okay.
How
What's
long was your
go
hold
ahead.
on, how long was your fight camp leading up to this fight?
3 weeks. I found out I was fighting this 3 weeks before.
Mm. Okay, and what was the name of your fight camp? Your company that you train with.
Scorpion.
Sounds dangerous. I like
Dangerous.
it. Absolutely, man. Is there anything that you miss about Michigan right now?
My dogs. I got my 2 dogs at home, and I mean, I got dog sitter for them, but that ain't the same. I know they're running amok out there. So
Absolutely. What's your dog's names?
I got Willow and Belle.
Yeah. Willow and Bill, this ass whooping is for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Pepsi B.
One last question for you. What would the younger you say to you now?
Damn, you learned how to defend yourself. You can stand up for yourself now.
Mm,
Mm,
I like
yeah,
that.
that's powerful, man.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, man. Well, listen, man, I can't wait to see the results of what you do. I know your opponent's going to need some help and probably need to do this in the morning and rearrange some organs. You know what I'm saying?
That's the goal. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Kick ass king, man. I'm excited to see what you're doing, my brother. Where can the people find you that's looking for you on social media?
So Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Facebook's Gavin Vanderberg. Instagram and TikTok, Gavin V21. My TikTok's just a bunch of fight training clips. So it's all there.
All right. All right. I appreciate you, brother.
No problem. I
Yeah, look
appreciate
forward
you
to seeing
guys.
what you do
Thank
on
you,
Friday.
brother.
If anybody else want to come back down,
Sounds good.
then come on. Yeah, man, I'm in a house full of killers, bro. Right?
Yeah. You better sleep with one eye open. You know what I'm saying? You're in a house full of fighters and killers.
Look, I went to this. Look, I got me some milk, bro. I'm good. I got some cereal. I'm good for the next 2 days. I don't even need to leave the house. I'm just gonna be chilling. I had some Chinese food earlier. I'm
You're not
chilling,
gonna go to Brownsville?
bro. To get there, it's over an hour away.
It's an hour. Well, you in New York City, right?
No, we're outside.
Oh,
Like
you in London? I'm
we're
sorry.
in, yeah, we're in Long Island. So Long Island is not the city, but it's still like within the city. You know what I'm saying? Like you jump on the Long Island Railroad train, and then you get to the city. But depending on what tomorrow looks like. If I got some extra time, I'm probably gonna go out there. But it's a break out there, bro.
It's brick out there.
I ain't lost man outside to be outside like that.
Yeah, I feel
We
you,
walked to
man.
the store. It wasn't too bad. See, then and people always say, in North Carolina, how you complain about the cold? You from New York? Our cold kind of sits still.
Yeah.
It don't move. It sits still. So when we walked to the store and it was only like 40 degrees, I didn't really feel it. You know what I'm saying? In North Carolina, all you do is got wind blowing. Why is it wind blowing? In New York, the air just sits still. So it's cold, but you ain't worried too much about it because it's sitting still. Like you can let it sit outside. Like I was sitting outside earlier where the sauna was, just looking at the snow. The snow is almost to my waist, bro.
Wow.
Standing on the back porch, almost to my waist. So, but it wasn't too bad. So, that's how we survive up here. It's like we don't really be outside. First of all, and if we are, the wind ain't blowing. But if it's blowing, oh, we're going in the house. So let's see how it is tomorrow. If the wind's not blowing and the cold air is sitting still, I might go over to Brownsville for a little bit. Say what's up to the people. You know what I'm saying? I got time. Weigh-in is at 9 o'clock in the morning. So after that, there's nothing until Friday.
It's whatever, yeah. Yeah, it's been a little cool here too, man. About 76 degrees. It got to about 80.
Shut up,
81.
Brian. Shut up. I don't even want to talk about weather no more. You talk about 76 degrees. I would throw an asteroid at you if you say that again. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber while we got the moment, bro. Elimination Chamber is happening this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, on ESPN app. If you don't have the app, well, not a lot of people do. Find somebody that's going to stream it on TikTok or go to a local bar and watch it in there. Go to Dave and Buster's. But on the card, we got 4 matches again, and it looks like WWE has been living up to that standard of keeping the shows to just 4 matches. We was talking offline about how much talent is probably pissed off that they are not on these shows. The New Day have not been on the PLE since I can't even remember. They wasn't even in the Royal Rumble. So it looks like they're keeping to that pattern of keeping it just 4 matches. But with the 4 matches, we got the men's elimination chamber, we got the women's elimination chamber, we got the match, the title match, world heavyweight title between CM Punk and Finn Balor, and then we have the women's intercontinental title between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Now, Brian, let's start with AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, man. How do you feel about this match, and who do you think is going to come out on top? Who needs to come out on top?
I don't care. I don't care. I've never been an AJ Lee fan. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to care about that match. Obviously, it would mean more if AJ Lee wins Um, it'll mean more if AJ Lee wins. You know what I'm saying? I think that AJ Lee, a lot of people do like AJ Lee, and they will follow AJ Lee, and she can do something with that belt and make it very interesting because she is a good talent.
Right.
Um, and I think it needs to interject some life into the women's Intercontinental Championship title run. And so AJ Lee would do that. And then you would obviously have a bunch of fantasy bookings for AJ Lee fans with different stars that are coming up. And AJ Lee gets to, test her gangster against a couple of the new upcoming talent that are going to trying to take her spot, or at least trying to live up to what she's built her legacy on, which was the Divas title. You know what I'm saying? The old school butterfly title. You know what I'm saying? And AJ Lee she can honestly say that she helped usher in this new era of women's wrestling because she was a champion for so long, and a lot of people do follow AJ Lee. So if I had to put my money on somebody, I would say AJ Lee. I think that she needs to win it. Becky Lynch is a great heel. Becky can find herself at on any card. She's not losing anything by losing to AJ Lee, but it will be probably a nice little climb back for Becky to get to the main title picture. And maybe, with AJ Lee winning, they can kind of point Becky back into the women's title picture again. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. So I think AJ Lee should win it. We'll see how they do.
Absolutely. I gotta agree with you on everything you said, man. I definitely see AJ Lee winning this. Because my biggest mindset is why'd you bring it back if you're not gonna put a title on her?
Right.
It's kind of just using the clout, and then Becky Lynch does not need that type of clout chase with the AJ Lee. You know what I'm saying? To kind of get her over. Becky Lynch has been getting over on her own for a very long time. Um, whether no matter who's in the ring with her. So I definitely see AJ Lee winning this. It'd be really nice to see if Becky Lynch chases her for the title back, or like you said, she goes start taking her path towards the main title, um, which would be very interesting. I would love to see WWE do another bring back the draft, because I would love to see how they would shape things up in terms of the draft. But that's a conversation for another day, if they happen to do that. The other match, speaking of AJ Lee, that's going on is the CM Punk versus Finn Balor. And we've been watching a lot of different things with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day kind of having some holes in their arsenal right now. Whereas it looks like Finn Balor's kind of going on his own. He's out there telling the Judgment Day with JD McDonough and Dominic, he really doesn't need them to go out there and win his matches because they ain't been there in the first place. It's kind of holds true a little bit. Everybody's been kind of babysitting Dominic, but nobody's really been helping out Finn Balor. So it's going to be interesting to see how this match plays out. Finn Balor should win the title. I don't really see it happening with CM Punk holding the title right now. Especially if AJ Lee wins against Becky Lynch, they will be the next power couple per se in WWE, especially on the Monday Night Raw brand. But Finn Balor does need to win this one. He has not had a really good, solid singles title run in a very long time, and he really needs the big one. He hasn't even had a big opportunity for the big ones since he won the Universal title when it first had its inception. So this is beyond time for Finn Balor to have a nice world championship. But we'll see how that all plays out. I just hope that they don't put him under and have him chase Dominic, because that would get sour and soggy real quick, in my opinion.
They gonna do that because for some reason they like breaking up factions, and I don't understand that. Like, you don't have to always break up a group or break up a faction.
Yeah.
And we love factions. I'm a big fan of factions. We grew up in the era where factions were very dominant, especially in the late '90s. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a whole lot of factions in the 80s. It was a couple of groups, but it wasn't like very. I mean, obviously you had the Freebirds, you had the Von Erichs, you had different groups like that. But
Man.
90s kind of like took it to another level, man, with the factions and DX and NWO and LWO and I can go on and on, name a bunch of
Yeah, the
factions.
ministry, the
And
corporate.
what was the Dean Malenko Eddie
Oh,
Guerrero?
right to censor.
No,
Right?
no, no,
No,
no, no, no, no,
not
no,
right
no.
to censor. Four Horsemen.
I want to say Four Horsemen, but they weren't the Four Horsemen. They was something else.
It was something like that.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was. I think they were the Four Horsemen, but I love that faction because that was great. Who was it? Eddie Guerrero,
Eddie
Dean
Guerrero,
Malenko,
Dean Malenko,
Perry Saturn, and
Homicide.
Homicide.
Yeah.
No, I
Or
want
Hernandez.
Homicide, bro, because it was a cross. This was when that WCW group like clump started going over to WWE. I
Yeah.
can't remember what they were called, but I love that faction too. So the fact that they trying to break up these factions, I think Judgment Day has been changed and flip flopped so many times. It's good to see some people break away, but obviously, when you look at the chain of events from a lot of wrestlers breaking away from the Judgment Day, it hasn't always fared well for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But real quick, speaking of Judgment Day, I got another guest, another fighter that's going to be fighting this Friday, man.
Yep.
He's going to give his opponent his Judgment Day this Friday at the Flex Fight Series. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man. Tell the people who you are, what you got going on.
My name is James. I'm fighting Friday for the Amateur Kickboxing Championship for Flex Fight from South Carolina, so a long ways away.
Yeah, Big James.
I don't know what to say.
Hey, what's up, House? Where you from in South Carolina, man?
Charleston area, Somerville.
Okay.
All right, Charleston. All right, nice, man. They got some good barbecue, some good food down there in Charleston.
Hey, they got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Anything you could ask for, they got it. Soul food, seafood, all types of food.
You gonna make your weight tomorrow?
What happened?
So you gonna make your weight tomorrow?
I'm gonna do my best. Shouldn't be too much more. I got to cut. About to go hit the sauna soon.
Okay.
What weight are you fighting at?
265.
260. That's a big boy.
265. Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Well, let's talk about some of your disciplines, man. When did you fall in love with fighting, my brother?
Well, I had to drop out of college because of injuries from football. So, I played college football for a year and then sidelined with some injuries. So, once I dropped out, I needed something to do with, my body because, I was an athlete still. So, I picked up jiu-jitsu and then trained that for like 6 months pretty consistently. And then, I felt comfortable rolling, with anybody. So I was going up against, I've submitted purple belts. I've submitted my professor in live roles. So, I felt comfortable rolling with anybody, knowing I could survive if need be. So once I felt comfortable grappling, I started training MMA because, that was the whole goal, was to start MMA, maybe get my blue belt in jiu-jitsu, then transition. But I'm only a 2-stripe white belt, and I crush most people I roll with. So I definitely do still need to work on that. But then I transitioned really fully to MMA last June, and since then I've done 3 MMA fights, and then now I have this kickboxing fight. They offered me the championship, so I was like, okay, let's do it. I don't got to worry about getting taken down, so be a nice little transition.
Absolutely, man. Are you ready for this fight?
I mean, you can't really ever truly prepare yourself to go all out, and receive somebody else going all out. So it's really just when the bell rings, that's when I got to be ready.
I got a better question. Are you prepared to hold the championship?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
For
right? And everything that comes with that. You know, but I currently have a professional wrestling championship, and I know what it takes to kind of keep these. You know what I'm saying? As you go along, so
Heck yeah.
it's a lot of weight that's going to be, no pun intended in terms of the belt, but it's a lot of weight that's going to be on your shoulders. You know, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be looking at you like, "Hey, I want to fight this guy for
Right.
that belt." So, what would it take for you to what mindset would you need to go into to say, you know what, I need to do whatever it takes to make sure that this belt never leaves my waist?
I mean, when it comes to fighting, I mean, anything can happen, but my job is to make sure that I'm prepared for anything that can happen. So, I mean, I would say just be patient, trust in God, and just keep training, keep working hard, and don't let nobody stop my progress. You know, that's all it is.
Absolutely. What's your fight name? What's your warrior name?
Uh, I did a backyard fight with a BFL, full MMA rules, you know, and they needed a nickname for me, and I came up with Cinder Block.
I like that.
That's really what I've been rolling with since then. So
All right. I like that. So Roosevelt, say the whole intro for him with the nickname in it.
Yeah, go ahead and give you
That's
like your whole name and with your nickname.
James Cinder Block Mosley.
His name is James Cinderblock Mosley.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's me.
Oh, that was cold.
Uh-huh.
I'm scared now. I'm scared. If I heard that name, Cinderblock, who the hell is it? Yeah.
Yeah, you expect me to hit a man that's named Cinderblock? You
Yeah.
want me to break my bones? I don't want to fight him.
I don't want to fight nobody
That's the
named
goal, though.
Cinderblock.
Every punch and kick, I intend to hurt you some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So if I'm chopping your legs down, I'm trying to chop a tree down.
It hurts
If I'm
his hearing.
aiming, if you got your guard up and I'm going for a kick, I'm trying to break that arm. You know, like,
Yeah, it hurts his hearing.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, I've never broken anybody's arm, but I don't really try to really.
do your ears have bones? I think the bones in my ear just broke, bro.
Yeah. I 100% believe that you could. So
Yeah.
I 100%
Absolutely.
believe that.
So how long of a fight camp did you have to prepare for this?
I think they offered me it like what 6-7 weeks ago. So I mean, my fight camp has really just been cardio because my training schedule has been kind of wonky. I got a new job and I work Monday through Saturday, so trying to find days where I can work out, I can train has just been the hardest part. So just staying focused, staying in shape. That's been my camp. Trying to clear my mind. I've done a lot of fasting also. Just mental clarity has been a big thing also. Just trying to work on that and make sure I don't have any brain fog for anything.
Right.
Just trying to stay clear and focused. That's been my camp.
Okay. Go ahead, Ron.
What's the most important thing about a fighter for you?
The most important thing, about me, as a fighter, and that I think most fighters should definitely have, in their toolbox is just, if you get knocked down, you got to get back up. No matter what, if you can't get back up, you can't, but you still got to try. You still got to keep pushing forward. Even when you bust your nose, they bust your lip, I'm not scared. I'm gonna bust your shit right back. That's how I feel. I'm gonna keep, applying pressure, staying forward, not get pushed back. Show them that I'm ready to be here, and I'm not to be trifled with.
Absolutely. The Cinder Block has spoken. Damn it, I want to see you fight, boy. Yeah, you need to put that on a shirt ASAP and sell it. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna try.
Absolutely. Hey man, Cinder Block, let the people know what you got going on and where can they find you.
Where can they find me?
Yeah, social media.
Social media.
My Insta is James Mosley BJJ. I don't have TikTok anymore. That's really what I be on. I don't really have too much more socials.
Okay.
Absolutely, man.
Well, y'all make sure that y'all go check him out. I'm excited to see you fight, man. Shout out to you. I know you're gonna kick ass, man. The Cinder Block is in the building. Yeah, that's sticking.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to training camp real quick.
I've been with the Pod MMA. Let me go ahead. A little sponsor, the Pod MMA. That's who I've been training with. My buddy Han down at Pod. He's been my official sparring partner. He's an asshole.
Hey, we all need high assholes to train with, man. Because at the end of the day, when you get in that ring,
Yeah.
your opponent's gonna be an asshole. So
Yeah, he really busts my ass
Absolutely.
in grappling more than anything, though. But when we spar, with hands, feet,
uh-huh.
I usually use him up a little more.
Yeah.
I use my thighs against him. I'm a little taller than him.
Uh-huh. So in fact, let me ask you this last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
At 265, a lot of the guys that I've learned, the heavier the size, the bigger and the taller they are.
Yeah.
Your opponent, do you happen to know anything about him as far as his size?
From what I've seen, he looks pretty tall. On Instagram, I saw a couple pictures of him standing next to his coaches and the fence behind him, and he was significantly taller than everybody else in the frame. So I'm guessing he's at least 6'4", 6'5". Doesn't mean nothing when I punch you in the face.
Okay. Your size don't mean nothing to the center block when he punch you in the face.
That's it.
That's serious. That's serious. I told you I'm around killers, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
man.
I got to shout out my other guy, Jesus. Couldn't do it without him.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
That's
Cinder
the
Block.
real king.
That's
the
the
real
real right there. That's right. Yeah. Well, my brother, it's exciting. Thank you for joining us. Don't be a stranger. We definitely gonna add you on IG or wherever we can find you. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, good luck on your fight, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all take care.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you, bro. Like, there's nothing but monsters in here. Nothing but monsters.
Yeah, got Monster Link in the building.
Speaking of monsters, the monstrosity that is getting ready to come about on Saturday is the Elimination Chamber monstrosity.
Monstrosity.
Man, listen. I want to talk about the men's last because the men's hell is a little special spot for me. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the men's elimination chamber, and a lot of you know why. So let's talk about the women's. The women's elimination chamber. Read off who we got in that competition.
I'm not okay. Here we go. We got Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka. Is that right? I don't think
Raquel Rodriguez, because she just qualified this past Monday.
Okay, my source is not listing all the women, but yeah, for
All right, so we got Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and Raquel Rodriguez, and it should be one more. Isn't it 6?
Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka,
Raquel Rodriguez,
and
Roxanne Perez. Is she in there? No.
don't get me to line on a Sunday.
JC Jane. JC Jane is in there.
JC Jane, really?
Yeah.
I have not been watching wrestling lately. I did not know
She's in there.
that.
I remember them talking about her and Trick Williams being a part of the Elimination Chamber and growing ever since they got their call up.
Okay, all right. Well, shout out to JC James, man. She has been grinding for in the, oh no, that's not Jason James. Kiana James.
Kiana James. Whichever. Yeah, it's one of them James.
Yeah, one of them James. Trinidad James. Damn it. Yeah. Yeah. That match is probably going to steal the show. I'm a Raquel Rodriguez fan, the old school Raquel. Um, for all those who know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Judgment Day Raquel like that. I feel like that she's not shining the way she's supposed to.
I hate when WWE tries to put some type of persona on people that's recycled. The big mommy cool is not cool at all. She's not a diesel.
I don't think she's getting over with that gimmick. Um, but I do like the dominance that the female version of Judgment Day has. So hopefully she can come out and be the breakout star that we know her to be. I thought that she had a really great um, showing when she moved up from NXT, and she had a match with Ronda Rousey. I mean, she put the dogs on Ronda Rousey. You know what I'm saying? When Ronda had the title, man. And so I want to see her do more. I think they can do more with Raquel because she can be a dynamic character and a very strong presence in the women's division, especially whether she's on Raw or SmackDown. So um, shout out to Raquel. Kiana James, man. Kiana James had a call up, and then she disappeared for a while, and she came back different.
Yeah.
Different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So shout out to Kiana James because a lot of people are starting to know who she is. Now she can really go. She can really wrestle. Hopefully they let her loose. I think that she still is trying to find who she is and what her character is, and it don't really make sense to a lot of people. And I'm sure that she'll find it if given enough time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But she has to do something quick because they are not letting people stay around no more like that. Like you got to show up, and she's put on a great showing at the Royal Rumble. She's in the Elimination Chamber, so I guess they see some stock in her. But I think that she needs to bring a little bit more personality to the forefront to be a main event player. Obviously, you got Oscar that's in here. Oscar is always dangerous and always a fan favorite to win anything. So, shout out to Oscar in that match. Alexa Bliss, they have been floundering with Alexa Bliss on where she is in the company ever since she came back. And I don't know if they've really found the footing. Obviously, her and Charlotte became the tag team champions for a little bit. And now they have they had this best friend angle that was going on with her and Charlotte. I want to see them do more with Alexa Bliss. Let her explore some of, that mystic side that she has. And obviously, if they put her, and I've been saying this for a long time, I think that the Y6 would definitely get over if you put Alexa Bliss in the group and let her be the leader, man. That only makes sense to me because Bo Dallas ain't getting the job done.
Nah, Alexa Bliss will add personality to it. None of the characters have any type of personality to
I know.
their gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they just need to bring back the Firefly Funhouse.
yeah,
Just
bring back
bring
the
it.
elements that we loved about the character. Now, obviously, you're not going to recreate the same thing, but it's an homage to Bray and what he's built. And if the group is built off of that, then lean into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying, man. I think that Alexa would be better fit there, and she should lead the group. And I think that the group would be highly successful if they decided to do that, but they're not. And they're going to keep on running this little best friend angle with Alexa, and Alexa is going to struggle to find her footing within this new generation of women. Um, Moving on, Tiffany Stratton. I love Tiffany Stratton. She's a great character. She can be mainstream if they push her like that. She can give a really good interview, and she's a top notch athlete, and she's fun to watch. Tiffany Stratton is a can be a favorite to win, but obviously she has to show some more depth in her characters. You know what I'm saying? She did have a little back and forth when her and Charlotte was going at it, and Charlotte challenged Tiffany for her belt. And they kind of went off the rails on each other, and got in trouble for, going a little bit too personal. But
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton is definitely a great talent. And of course, you got Mommy in the match. Rhea Ripley is always the threat, always the fan favorite to win that. So, I mean, this is going to be a really great, hard hitting match. And the crazy part is the smallest person in this match is Alexa Bliss. The most dangerous person in this match is Asuka. And the favorite to win, of course, is Rhea Ripley. So if
Yeah.
I had to put my money on one of them, Rhea, man, Rhea's a star, bro. I can't, I'm not gonna go against Mommy on this one. It's gonna be kind of hard to go against Rhea. I can see somebody pulling upset now. Obviously, if they gave it to Kiana James and they trusted her to see what she can do, that would be amazing. And that would be a fresh start and very interested in the creation of a brand new star in Kiana James. But they're not going to do that because they're creatures of habit and they're going to be safe with it. And so I think they're going to do Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you also got to remember too, whoever wins the women's elimination chamber challenges Jade Cargill at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So who would you rather see? I think in this battle, you going to want to see Rhea Ripley versus Jade
Yeah,
Cargill.
absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And if I got to put my money on it, that's the fight that I want to see. Will it be good? I don't think so. But if they do it right, if they have the right producer, if Jade can deliver on her in-ring performance against Rhea Ripley, then that match can be very memorable.
Yeah,
And it can
absolutely. And
be
then you also got to consider like the promos leading up to that
a banger.
is going to be a banger
The
between
intro.
Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, because I don't think there's anybody else that's going to really make Jade come out of a different type of character, like out of character, like Rhea Ripley. Like Alexa can talk, but she doesn't have the verbiage to make you really get out of character. Asuka is going to talk in her native tongue, so whatever she says is just going to make you confused anyway. And at the end of the day. And Kiana James, like you said, still trying to find herself. And Tiffany Stratton, she's had her moments, but she's one of those, she got to get a little personal just to make people pop. Rhea Ripley is going to be the one.
Yeah, Rhea's going to be the one. I would love to see Tiffany Stratton try to get her belt back from Jade. I mean, obviously that would make sense, and that would be the better storyline. I really feel like this WrestleMania season they are struggling to find solid storylines to stick to make people really care about this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because there's excitement around WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania. But other than that, like you're not excited for the matches. I know I'm not. I don't even like. I'm not. I'm not excited about the matches. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I mean, these matches will they be good? I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they will. But I think that the women's elimination chamber match is definitely going to steal the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to the men's elimination chamber. We got Mr. What do you call his shoes?
Mr. Lemon Pepper Step. Get you a 6-piece or a 12-piece of these lemon pepper steppers.
Lemon pepper steppers. Tricky Williams is in the building. And then we got Javon Evans. We got Randy Orton. Huh?
Bouncy.
Yeah. Oh, he's that boy Bouncy. The young OG Javon Evans. We got Randy Orton. We got the original Americano. Great Americano is in Elimination Chamber. Yes?
No.
No?
What I got on my end, I got Randy Orton, LA Knight. Yeah. Cody Rhodes. Yeah, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jay Uso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet. So yeah, I mean, first of all, congratulations to both Javon Evans and Trick Williams for not only moving up so fast, like they've impressed so fast that they are now in the main event picture. And I feel like a little bit that Triple H was listening to a lot of the people and a lot of the outrage that they didn't have more people of men of color, especially black men, on some of these major PLEs, and now he's over delivering. I think the last what was the last event that we watched? That was
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble. Was it felt like we was watching like like a HBCU.
We watching the cookout. That's what we
It
watching.
was a cookout, boy. They brought all the black people out at the same time. They was like, "We're gonna put all y'all cousins in the ring at the same time. You can't say nothing." You know what I'm saying? So
You know how it be in the cookout when you got the bounce house in the backyard and everybody wants to jump in the bounce house and everybody's got to try the little wrestling move that's on TV. That's what we had at the Royal Rumble.
that's what we had at Royal Rumble, man. If nothing else, man, the Royal Rumble was, that was the cookout, man. That was, somebody brought the ribs. You know what I'm saying? Some chicken, some coleslaw. So who made the potato salad? Yeah,
Nobody asked about the potato salad.
Nobody asked about potato salad.
They just ate it and kept pushing.
That's just I love it. So now we have Javon Evans, which Javon Evans is a North Carolina native. He's also a personal friend of yours and a friend of the show as well, man. Javon Evans is a great talent, and I'm happy to see that he's not getting pigeonholed. Now there was some controversy, and I kind of want you to speak on it because they kind of spoke on your nephew a little bit. But there was a controversy between that featured Kevin Nash, and he was talking about Javon Evans, and Javon Evans needed to become more urban and not a Bojangles like character. And that stirred up a lot of controversy, and a lot of people took that in a different way. I don't think that Kevin Nash meant it that way. But he said what he said, and people started tearing his ass up online, and he came out with a statement, and I don't know, I kind of know what he was trying to say. He wanted him to lean into the more urban, youth driven character that a lot of people see nowadays.
But why? What does that really actually mean?
Well,
I feel like Javon is just being himself. I think when they say things like that, and I'm not even trying to shoot at Kevin Nash per se, but I feel like when people say things like that, it's like black men ain't supposed to be able to smile. We're not supposed to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And it's so hard for black men to be happy because we got to make sure everybody else's happiness is taken care of first. You know what I'm saying? So to say, I wish he wouldn't smile so much. What is wrong with my smile that bothers you? Is it because I'm smiling and I have the ability to smile? Do you want me to be angry all the time? Do you want me to be, hey, yo, what up? Like, let that. He still talks in a very urban lingo. He's hip with the young society and young culture. You know what I'm saying? Like he just had the little feature with him and Offset on Monday Night Raw. So he's still within that urban culture type of mentality, but let the man smile. He's 21 years old. He's in the WWE. He's main evented Monday Night Raw the last 2 or 3 weeks. Had phenomenal matches. Had the spot of the company, not only of the night or the year, spot of the company with that OG cutter from coast to coast with Rayo or Ryu or Ken or whoever the hell that was in the Americano gimmick. The boy is happy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? To come from where he came from and to know that he went from watching his mom try to figure things out to now he can take care of his mother and his entire family, that boy is happy to be there. Let him smile. It's okay. It ain't making nobody. It ain't taking away from his abilities. It's not taking away from his matches. It's not taking away from his promos. It's not taking away from the fans being able to adapt to him and like him. Let that man be happy. Let him smile. It's okay, because the moment that he get mad and starts getting angry, then you guys gonna be wondering, well, why are you so mad for? You're getting an opportunity a lot of people can't get. You can't please everybody. So my thing is, if he is pleased, let that man be pleased. Let him smile. Let him laugh. Let him joke. Let him feel whatever it is he wants to feel. Because there are a lot of people from the age of 19 to 72 who wish they had opportunities that this young man is having right now. So if he wants to smile, let him smile.
Well, I think the thing for me is that, and we're not going racial here, but we are going to point out some real facts. There seems to be this thing where African American males are not only stereotyped, but they're pigeonholed like there's only one type of black person. You know what I'm saying? Where
Uh-huh.
we know in our communities, you have a variation of different types of personalities, different types of people, different types of influences, different types of cultures, that all influence their characters and who they are. You take a look up, a great example. You take a strong look at Obafemi. Oba has leaned into his African roots, his Nigerian roots. He leaned into the character development of what makes Oba, including his his outfit that he wears, and his armbands, and his strut that he has, and his connection with the fans. That character is a lot different from a Trick Williams character. You know what I'm saying? Who's flashy, who's flamboyant, who leans into his looks and his charismatic ways. Those are two different types of black dudes. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to realize that even the New Day kind of ushered in, hey, man, we can be nerds and video gamers too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're going to project. And then you're not going to get the goofy nerd stuff, but a lot of people are going to connect with it. R-Truth, you look at R-Truth. R-Truth, he plays a person who
Very comedic.
very comedic. Thank you. I was looking for the best way to put that, but yeah, he's very comedic, and he leans into that, because I remember being mad R-Truth. I remember Lil Jimmy
Yeah.
R-Truth,
Yeah.
and people did not like that R-Truth. Now
Well,
R-Truth back in when he was wrestling for NWA, and when he was wrestling for
TNA.
TNA and all that hey, you couldn't tell me nothing about R-Truth back then. R-Truth was the man. You hear me? So to see comedic R-Truth in this generation, how they see R-Truth, and they love this beloved uncle figure that R-Truth is, man, and he just leaned into it. He was like, man, I remember walking around angry. And now everybody love me, and they found a character they can connect with. So there's different types of black people. You don't have to stereotype to be able to fit a mold, to be able to say, hey, I'm gonna put you, you're gonna be this urban character, and you're gonna be the angry black dude that still robbed. And like, man, that already been done. It's like different types of black dudes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think that what a lot of people were saying, that's like, hey, don't pigeonhole us into just being one thing. And what do you mean by urban? You know what I'm saying? So you're not being sensitive, or people are not being sensitive when they say that, because when you live in the real world, you know that there's different types of people, even if they're the same ethnicity as you. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that Javon Evans has found his way, and he is leaning into the youthful, new pop hip hop culture. He's adopting a lot of those elements, but he's still remaining true to who he is. And I hope that he continues that and keeps that throughout his career. And like I say, you now have different versions and different representations of black men
in the company, and I'm very, 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 very happy to see that. Now you also have a wide variety, like shout out to the Latino and Mexican culture and the luchador culture that's being shown and showcased. I just watched AAA this past weekend, and I saw like TJP down there in Mexico, and you have a lot of the luchadors that are very talented, that are very well known in Mexico and other parts of the world that are being introduced into the American diaspora of wrestling, and people being familiar with those characters and who they are. So um, I'm saying that to say you have different representation, a lot of representation from different nationalities in wrestling now, and it's beautiful to see how people are taking pieces of them and pieces of their culture to form their characters and who they are. And it's good to see a representation of multiple forms of a person and not just that one. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I can look at Jinder Mahal and I see Jinder Mahal is a lot different from Mansoor. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And even though, I'm not sure if I think they're different ethnicities. I think that Jinder Mahal is Indian and Mansoor is Pakistani. But you know what I'm saying? For instance, if they were they could play the same they could play the same character. The terrorist type, oh, I hate America type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's already been done. But you can't pigeonhole those characters because they pull from their own experiences, they pull from their own culture to define what their character is, and you have different views of what a wrestler is supposed to be. And the independent scene is a great showcase to say, hey, there's a variety of everything that you could want in the wrestling world is right there. You just gotta look and you just gotta find the companies that are producing these products and putting it on. So with the Kevin Nash comment, that you don't have to be one type of urban dude. I know 13 types of different urban dudes. And some people that you don't mess with, and other people are just, you know what I'm saying, are just
Right.
goofy and they want to be themselves and they want to be free to be nerds. And, that's
Absolutely.
just what it is. And then, you have no nonsense type cats like yourself, you know what I'm saying, that'll knock your face off if you say the wrong thing, but, you'll smile and walk an old lady across the street. So, you know what I'm saying?
And then the biggest thing is like I said, he's still 21, so he has the
Right.
connection of the adults and the kids. He's your bridge between the two age gaps. You know what I mean? Like the kids can relate to him because he understands them because he's still a kid himself. You know what I'm saying? No matter if he's 21, he still have the mind. I mean, he's been in this wrestling business since he was 13. So he's
Absolutely.
still a kid himself. He understands it. And then he's transitioning into manhood. So like the adults can really adapt to him, whether it's an uncle that looks like their nephew, look at him as a nephew that's really doing it, or a father that's looking at his only son that made it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different things, man. But I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this Elimination Chamber. It's a big PLE opportunity for Javon and Trick Williams, especially with these veterans that they're in there with. You know what I'm saying? Like a Randy Orton and a Cody Rhodes, man. Like to be able to get in there and have those opportunities, it doesn't come very often. You know what I'm saying? Especially for men of color. To get those big opportunities like that so very fast and early in their careers. Who wins? I mean, it's so many different stories that's happening within that Elimination Chamber, and then to find out who's going to challenge Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania.
All
You
right.
have
All
Randy
right.
Orton.
So let's do this because who do we want to win
Who we want to win versus who they're going to put over.
versus who they gonna put over? And like I said, you got Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jay Uso. Who do I want to win out of that whole entire group? I would love for Javon Evans to win.
We love for it.
I would love for Javon Evans to win, to get that spotlight, for that to be his first WrestleMania, for him to steal the show at WrestleMania, and for him to face a very unexpected Drew McIntyre that's going to underestimate him, and Javon is going to bring the fight to him and win against Drew McIntyre. I think that would be the Cinderella story that they need to be able to add fuel onto WrestleMania to get people to care. But what they gonna do? They gonna give it to Cody Raheem Rhodes. Shout out to Cody Raheem Rhodes. I hope he lean into it. But they gonna give it to Cody Raheem Rhodes. And I love Cody Rhodes. I'm tired of seeing him and Drew. It's not interesting. It's not. I mean, I don't know. They try to beat the dead horse by this time, but LA Knight is overdue for opportunity. I would love for Randy to win. Like, that would be a perfect opportunity for you to show homage and to show respect to Randy Orton and be like, hey, look, man, you've been doing this for so long. People love you, fan favorite. I would want to see Drew versus Randy. I think they would go crazy. You know,
Not only that Randy Orton has been doing it for so long, but he's the last of Mohicans, bro.
Yeah, he is. And when you look at the lay of the land, man, he is like the OG. The OG on this whole entire card. You know what I'm saying?
He's the OG in the entire company.
Yeah,
He
straight up.
hasn't gone nowhere. He's been in the entire time. His 20 years he's been there. He hasn't
Yeah,
left.
he is what you call homegrown. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And he's never wrestled on the Indies. He's never wrestled for another company. He's uh, a WWE original.
Mhm.
And I would love to see Randy Orton win that. I mean, I obviously we already know that Randy Orton is going to give probably one of the best RKO's of his career to Javon Evans during this match. I already know. They already did a prelude of it in the chamber, and it was an homage to the one that he missed.
I think Javon Evans does it this time. I
I
think
think
Javon Evans
he
gives
going
the
yeah.
craziest cutter to Randy Orton in the Elimination Chamber.
You think he gonna give a cutter to Orton?
Yes. I mean, because you got to think about it, bro. We got a lot of cutters in the Elimination Chamber. Because
You're right. When you look
Cody
at it.
has the Cody cutter, then you had the RKO, and then you had the young OG cutter.
And then you got the blunt force trauma, which is a reverse cutter of sorts.
Yeah. It's like
It's
what
like
was it?
it's like a reverse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a cutter. You dropping them on the head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a way, I guess. I don't know. It's a lot of head trauma in this. Had a lot of head trauma in this. Oh man, but like, yeah. So we'll see. I think that I want to see Javon Evans do it, but I think that they're gonna give it to Cody on this one.
I don't want to see Javon, because I don't want to see Javon and Drew, because Drew's not gonna be able to keep up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Drew's not gonna be able to keep up. That match will be so slowed down and watered down. I don't think Drew's gonna be able to keep up. I think Javon can show off and steal the show no matter where he's placed on WrestleMania.
But who would you place Javon against that would give an amazing match?
Rey Mysterio, Dominic.
I can see Dominic. I can see them having a good back and forth.
Him and Trick Williams. If Trick doesn't win, I can see them beefing and having a match at WrestleMania.
I can see him and Trick, but I'm not.
Javon and Jey Uso. Javon just had a match with Kofi Kingston, was really good on this past Monday. That OG cutter almost took Kofi Kingston out for the rest of his life, bro. But I can see Javon and Jey Uso. I can see Javon and anybody. That's the biggest thing. Drew, you have to really be strategic in who you put him in the ring with to actually make people care.
I think that the only two names that make sense with Drew is Randy and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna give LA Knight that spot right now. I don't know what Triple H got against LA Knight, but LA Knight, I think the boat has passed for LA Knight. Um,
It's a disconnect with the crowd for LA Knight.
and
They're with him with his promos and the chants, but they're not really with him when he's wrestling.
I think that's the disconnect for me too, because I want to like LA Knight when he wrestling. I think his wrestling made me not like him. Like
Yeah.
I was, because you remember when he first started I mean, not when he first started because he'd been doing it as his character before, but when he came into LA Knight and he had that little heat, and then he had the feud with Bray Wyatt, and I thought like, yo, this is going to be the guy, and then he hit the and the charisma was off the charts, but then when you look deeper, I didn't see anything. And then you look at his wrestling, and it's like, it's subpar. And it's
Right.
like, I don't know if I can still be excited about this guy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So, who do I want to win? Deep down in my heart, I want Randy Orton to win. I think that Javon Evans winning will be amazing, and that will boost him to a whole nother stratosphere. But in this match, they're 100% gonna give it to Cody Rhodes. So yeah, there you have it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, beautiful people, man, it's been a great show. Thank you to all the fighters that came on and interviewed with us, man. We really appreciate it, and good luck in all of your fights. And we hope to see you whooping ass later on down the line on a big ass promotion, or if that this promotion gets super big and that you guys are the stars of it. So shout out to all the fighters that came on the podcast, man, and shout out to you, Roosevelt, man. I'm happy for you, bro. I hope that just take it all in, slow down. I think that's the thing that I'm gonna tell you. I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter at all. But what I would tell you is to slow down, take it all in, and know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely. I accept that.
Yeah. So, real quick, man, let all the beautiful people know what you guys going on. Again, plug the fight and let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. This Friday, like I said, make sure you guys tune in. Are you gonna do a watch along?
Um, on for Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you send it to me, yeah, we can do a watch along.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in this Friday for the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast for the watch along for the Flex Fight Series that is happening Friday at 7 o'clock. Man, Secret Society is the name of the event. I'm out here in Long Island, man, preparing for this fight. Uh, it was a moment where we didn't think it was going to happen, but some things moved around, and now it's happening. Next week, I'm returning to Dallas, Texas for SOAR worldwide for their SOAR Mania event when I go and defend the OIWA North American Championship. I'm excited about that. March 21st, I'm in Gastonia, North Carolina for Carolina Slam Jam. March 28th, I'm in Burlington, North Carolina for X Factor Wrestling. And then in April, I'm in Vegas 2 weeks back to back. I got SOAR going in April, and then we have things that we're putting together for Mall Mania going on in April, the 17th and the 18th and 19th during that weekend, as well as this big Ironman scramble that I'm putting together with Yusha Pro. So the shout out to the guys out there, man. There's a lot of companies that are coming together and doing some amazing things, and of course, April 4th, I have UPW happening in Greensboro, North Carolina. I would be the general manager of the event, man. So that's going to be exciting to have a different role, man, and get out there and play a different character and make some things happen, man. So shout out to Fight for Glory. They just announced their next event. Chances are I will be a part of that. They had an amazing show this past Monday. They did great on a Monday night, man, for an independent wrestling company in Wake Forest, North Carolina. So shout out to all the wrestling companies and independent companies that are starting to flourish, man. I've seen a lot of places that happen to have situations where they got to close their doors, and a lot of these other companies are stepping up and stepping together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are working together to make some big things happening because at the end of the day, we all we got. So let's take care of each other, man. So, of course, follow me on Instagram, Roosevelt the Fighter, TikTok, official_Mr. Everything, man. So you already know. And the best damn wrestling podcast right here every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, 7:05, 7:15, 7:30. You know, whenever we feel like saying, go live, this is when we can happen to go live.
Yeah, we try to get on when we get on. You know what I'm saying? May not come when you own us, but we'll be there right on time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's old church hymn right there.
Absolutely, man. So do you tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you?
Oh man, what I got going on? I'm just being me, Brian Renegade. You can check me out on all my platforms at Brian Renegade to see what I got going on. Of course, check the Best Damn Wrestling podcast to see what we got going on. We are planning to do some things WrestleMania weekend from April 17th to April 19th. So I will keep you guys in the loop, and when we drop the announcements, you will know that we are there to take over. I ain't come to play with you, motherfuckers.
I ain't scared of you, mom.
I ain't scared of you. We ain't coming to play games. Boy, I almost want to do a show at the same time as WrestleMania just to show that our show is better, but I ain't gonna do that because
Because we want to watch it.
Yeah, we want to watch. Yeah, I want to watch it. I ain't gonna lie. You know, it's gonna be kind of hard for action at the same time. But yeah, pray for us, man. We got some big things going on. We talked to a lot of the big players and the city of Las Vegas, and the fact that we have a lot of people looking at what we're doing and interested in what we're doing, whether they can accommodate us or not. It's a blessing to have, to be in some of the rooms that we're getting in right now. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, I call you every day. We talk every day. I know I'll be stressing about it, but I feel like it's a blessing for us to be in some of the rooms. And one of the things I told God to do is to increase my global presence and to put me in the room with kings and for them to see me as their equal. And so that's going to be my final word. But I think that's really happening for us, man. And so I feel blessed in that sense, you know what I'm saying? So we'll drop some announcements for you guys. I got to keep it under 2 hours, man. We went in a little bit long. So beautiful people, thank you for joining us. We love y'all like play cousins. Real quick, Alex Evans, shout out to Alex Evans, man. He did let me know what the group was. It was Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Eddie Guerrero. And that was the Four Horsemen. I believe that was the name, but that was one of my favorite factions coming up. But anyway, I digress. We love y'all. Check out Roosevelt, see what he got going on. I'm excited to see you fight my brother. Just do your thing, represent for the crew. You dig?
Absolutely, man.
All right,
People, we can't hold y'all no longer. We getting ready to get up out of here because I'm getting sleepy, and Brian is past his bedtime. You already know he about to be. As soon as he blink one more time, he sleep. So make sure you check in every Wednesday on the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. We beat y'all. Adieu.